Hello, Resurrection. It's January the 18th. This is my weekly talk, and it's a Wednesday, so we are getting ready around the church for our regular Wednesday night, for our dinner and for adult Bible study and youth. The youth group meets, Wednesday night youth group. What should they have initials for that? WWNYG or whatever they call it. And our folks our youth seem to really enjoy that time together. I think George told me there were 19 or 20 there last Wednesday night. That's a good sized youth group, y'all. That's something to be proud of. We always have kids running around like crazy, elbow deep in the fried chicken, and we have a good time on Wednesday nights. Now, if you have not been to Wednesday nights at Resurrection, when we started out, we had probably 15 people in Wednesday night Bible study. We are consistently well over 50 on Wednesday nights, and if you've not been, I bet that number surprises you. It's not a small turnout that we have for these things. We have a faithful 50 at least that come to that every single week. We have a good time. We laugh and we cut up. I tell people all the time, this is not your grandmother's Bible study. We talk about really nothing's off limits when we talk about whatever we're studying in Bible study. The Bible has some parts that can make the old ladies blush in it, and we jump right into those things. Not all the time, but when they come up, we don't shy away from them. We have a good time studying the Word, and I'm grateful, really grateful to that core, that Wednesday night core, because they have been consistent in coming and in their attendance and in their participation. Most of them for years now, and that group has been very important to me post pandemic because it's been a stabilizing force. I've been craving stability at the Church of the Resurrection because I have felt, in the past two and a half, going on 3 years, felt a little unmoored. There's been an exodus. There's been an entrance. The things have just felt like they're on shaky ground a little bit to me. You also know that this is the time of the year where we start filling out our reports for Uncle Sam, reports for the national church, and we fill out all the money numbers and we fill out all the demographic numbers as well. The treasurer always does the money part, and I always do the demographics part. And I finished my part of the parochial report, the annual report to the national church and to the diocese. I finished that last night, and I came to a stark realization that in the last year and a half to 2 years, our baptized membership, the number of baptized Christians in the Church of the Resurrection, we've gone from 250 to 231. So that is a net loss of 19. And I'll tell you, after what we have been through in the last 2 to 3 years, and every church on the planet, every person on the planet, a net loss of 19 is pretty good. I will take it. The church should always be growing, but I don't necessarily think that 19 reflects the fact that we're not growing. I think that we are still growing. I think that we hit a serious slump that was caused by the shutdown, as every church in the country was. But a net loss of 19, I'll take it. But that was not the telling number to me. The numbers that go into making up that 231 were stunning to me, shocked me to my core. I would have never guessed this. We went from 250 baptized members to 231, but how we got there is that we added 52, while at the same time we lost 71 people. Some of those we lost to death. Some of them we lost to relocation. Some of them we never saw again after the pandemic. Some of them we completely lost touch with them. Some are aggravated at this thing or that thing and have packed up and gone. 71, and then we've added 52, and that's how we come up with the number of negative 19. But when I put those numbers together and I read through what I had just figured out mathematically, it is no wonder that we are feeling unmoored, that we're not feeling the stability that resurrection has always offered us before. We've been missing that feeling for about 2 years, and that's why we have lost 71 parishioners, while at the same time gained 52. That is a tremendous, percentage-wise, that's a tremendous amount of turnover. I am so thankful for the 52 that have come, and I worry about those 71 that are not with us anymore. Some of them have, perfectly understandable excuses. There are certain things that are unavoidable. I think the ones that I'm most worried about are the ones who have just quietly disappeared for whatever reason. They were not engaged. They were newish and weren't engaged enough in the parish when the pandemic hit to feel that strong, intense bond that so many of us feel. I'm not as worried about the people who are aggravated. Jesus will find a spot for all of us to thrive in, to bloom where we're planted. Sometimes, remember the story of Jesus talking about the suckers, the dead vines, the branches on the vine that didn't produce fruit. You pull those off, and if it's like a tomato plant, you can stick that sucker that wasn't producing. You can stick it in a pot of dirt, and you'll end up with the most beautiful tomato plant you've ever seen, with the most beautiful ripe tomatoes on it. That plant just needed to be repotted. It needed to bloom in a different pot. There is a pot out there for everybody. It doesn't have to be Church of the Resurrection. But like I say, the ones that I'm most worried about are the ones who are just kind of gone. And so if you look around in your pews and you see some of those people that you love that are just kind of gone, then reach out to those folks. They need to know that we love them, and they need to know that we miss them. And I do. I do miss them. Now, we've seen 2 years now of membership decrease, and I think that's probably over this year. The budget is very, very tight again. It's the time we do the budget. The budget is going to be very, very tight again this year. But we're making it, right. We're not passing a deficit budget. We will. We don't yet, but we will have a balanced budget. So giving is not great, but it's okay. Attendance is not great, but it's okay. And I think that having some time to work through some mission strategies and things like that, which is what we're going to all of us be doing during the sabbatical, which happens starting in late April. I think that we've probably seen the last year of decline that we'll see for a while. Now, I've said that before, right? I said it 3 years ago, and then came along the pandemic. But I think I'm right. I am not worried at all about the Church of the Resurrection. If you've been in church, you look around and you see that we're still running 80 and 90 in the late service. Two or 3 years ago, we were at 100 and 110, but we'll get there. That early service is just as steady as it can be. It's always hanging right around 30 or 35, come rain or shine. It always is. Those are very, very faithful folk in there. But I have to tell you, if this is the State of the Union address, if this is the State of the Parish address, I'd give us high marks right now. I think we are well ahead of where a lot of other folks are, and I think still making good progress. I am energetic and enthused about that project. I am looking forward to sabbatical to clear my mind and to reset on the strategies that we need to focus on going forward. Things are different now after the pandemic, and I need a little time to wrap my mind around that. But I look for big things this year in the life of the Church of the Resurrection. I thank God every day for all of you. There's no group of people on this planet I would rather do this hard work with than you all. I think you are fine Christian people, and I think you are doing a wonderful job for the kingdom of God. I love you, and I will see you this very Sunday.